47 was not playing around. He demands to be told where her father was in. Katya had no choice but to tell him he was in Singapore, so the two head to Singapore immediately. The head of the syndicate, Antoine Leclerc, is informed, and he in turn contacts the airport security and instructs them to scan every entry point and notify him when they see them in the airport. 47 steals and wears a pilot uniform. He then gives Katya one instruction. He tells her to avoid being seen by the cameras at all costs before leaving, and using her super soldier sensory abilities she scans the entire airport's CCTV arrangements. She then walks through the airport hiding behind different things to avoid being seen, and before long she makes it out. 47 was already out there waiting for her in a red Audi. The security tries to scan for her in the airport CCTV footages, but they find nothing. Unfortunately, she was caught by an outside camera as she was entering the car in their hotel room. 47 sleeps on high alert with his two guns by his side. Deep in the night, when Katya couldn't sleep, she takes 47's guns and take them apart to clean them, but when morning comes, syndicate mercenaries jump through the door, but 47 is waiting for them. They fight and he easily beat them, and by the time Katya done, 47 is not happy with what she did. He gives her a firm warning not to do that again. The two quickly prepare, but before they leave, 47 hands Katya a knife as he knows there is an open contract for them, and as they make their way around, their movements are closely monitored by Antoine Leclerc, who wanted Katya's father from the beginning to create super soldiers. After years of searching for him, Katya had her first chance to see him, Mr. Peter Aaron Libenko, her father. Katya could only shed tears as she could not understand why her own father would abandon her and leave her all alone in the world. How dare he turn her into a super sensitive, scared person? Libenko tries to hug her, but Katya backed away from him. He tries to explain himself to Katya, but she is having none of it. But what he did to her was necessary for her survival. 47 appears in front of them, and Libenko thought he was there to kill him, but 47 just stands there and does not do anything. Suddenly, two people disguised as workers pull out their guns, but 47 sees them first and shoot them. They run and quickly go into the Audi and drive off, but before they made their exit, a car blocked their way. It was John. Motorbikes emerge from the back and start chasing after them. One group shoots at them and the other tries to cut them off, but one by one, like all the others before them, they are eliminated. He breaks through the glass and emerges just in front of John. As the barriers are being raised, John increases the car's speed and manages to escape with seconds to spare, but for John they were not as lucky as they ram into the barrier and get folded. They drive into the city, but before long the car is hit by an attached hook. It spins around, then stops. More hooks puncture into the car from all directions, making the car immobile, and it could not move. When he sees men using the ropes to slide towards them, 47 jumps out of the car and take them out midair. Some make it to the ground, but 47 quickly take care of them. They get a small chance to escape and they begin to run. Unfortunately, Litvenko is shot on the leg. Katya tries to carry him, but she was unable, so 47 pull and carry her away, leaving him behind. Back in the syndicate headquarters, Litvenko is tied to a chair. John wants answers on how to make more super soldiers, but the doctor is adamant and refuses to tell him. He tries to ask nicely, but the doctor stays mum, so he is injected with a serum and he begins to shake uncontrollably in pain, but in spite of the pain he stays quiet. On the other side, 47 is plotting. He hacked into the building's CCTV cameras and was monitoring everything. He calls emergency services and directs them to the syndicate headquarters building for an emergency. Then, using the building's loudspeakers, he starts to talk to Leclerc. 47 tells them to look outside the window, and when they did, there was a helicopter with a sedated Katya inside. He offered them a better deal, the girl for the old man. He argues that the girl was all they wanted. She was a hybrid and all they had to do is study her, as she held all the answers. And quickly Leclerc accepts the offer and directs him to land the helicopter on the helipad. Litvenko is untied and pulled out of the room, ready for the exchange, but when Katya hears what is about to happen, she pushes the control stick forward and the helicopter flies into the building, destroying everything in its path. But it finally stops when a mercenary goes to check for her. She jumps from behind him, take his gun and shoot him. At the same time, firefighters who were earlier called by 47 arrive and make their way up the building, and among them was 47 Leclerc, protected by John and other Bodyguards quickly escaped from the crush they walk in. When they enter into his office, 47 is already inside waiting for them. He shoots, but John stops the bullet with his hand and the two start fighting. 47 knocks John to the ground and empties an entire gun on him, but he feels nothing. He stands up and start to beat 47 and even punches holes on the wall behind. 47 quickly strangles him and attaches the wires to a naked electric wire behind, and he is cooked alive. His body was strong enough to shield bullets, but electricity did the work. He picks a gun from the floor and together with Katya they go after them to get her father, who is now in a helicopter ready to leave. He hands her a gun and the two special agents are ready to finish the job. The elevator doors open and they start shooting. They take out the bodyguards one after the other, but as they are fighting, the helicopter takes off and leaves the building. Katie could only watch as her father leave and abandon her once more. At this point Leclerc is sure he is safe as they had managed to escape. He even promises Lybenko he would come back and find Katya, but Lybenko takes out his inhaler and when he presses it the helicopter blows up. Katya could only watch as the father, who she had spent years looking for, leave once more, but this time forever. It turns out filling both Leclerc and Katya was 47's mission all along, and he finished part of his job, but for Katie he refused and threw the phone down the skyscraper. Killing the two was necessary in order to put a stop to the agent program once and for all. Lybenko knew what Leclerc would do to her, so he did what any father would. He died to save his daughter's life, but as the two are just about to leave the building, the elevator doors opened and an assassin was standing there. It was Agent 48.